There appears to be nobody on board. I have not boarded it or touched the vessel. The anchor chain is underneath the vessel. Coast Guard, how copy? So here's our long-term project. We're collaborating. Marine Power's down. They are working on totally pretty much rebuilding the engines inside here. They're manned diesels. They come all the way down from Fort Lauderdale. They're good guys. I've worked with them before because there's no manned dealer in the Keys. They're rebuilding the engines pretty much all the way. Big job, huge job. It's been going on, I don't know, I think for 3 or 4 months now, because they've had to take the engines apart. They've had to take them back up north, have them machined and got straightened out at the engine shops. What we're going to do is when Marine Power is all done, that's when we're going to take over. They don't do alignments, so we will. So what will have to happen is this boat, by alignment, I mean that the shaft that goes through here, 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 and into the boat, and it hooks up to the transmission flange. Imagine my hands are round, okay? Not, you know, round like a circle like this, right? So these two flanges, there's one on the back of the transmission and there's one on the shaft that comes into the boat over there, right? The propeller is on the back. Here's the shaft, flange right here, and then the propeller is back here. These two flanges, when they go into the boat and meet, have to be laterally all the way around. First, they have to be fit and finished. They have to be faced so that they go together flush. But then the gap like this, anywhere that it can be like those two flanges, that has to ideally be less than 5/1000ths of an inch. To achieve that, we're not going to do it on land. So the boat's been out of the water for so long, and you can see where it's on these boat stands and the blocks underneath the keel. That's support, but the boat will change shape as it sits here for a long time. So this boat we'll put all the running gear back in. All this goes back in. We'll get the dripless coupling set up. We'll put chains around the shafts to hold the shafts in place so they cannot fall out the back of the boat. And then we have a big hole in the boat, right? So we will put that all together, but we will not mate the two flanges, the coupling and the shaft flange. We'll slide them tight up against each other, but then we will put the boat in the water and then we will let it sit. And I'll probably let it sit for, I don't know, a week, maybe 3 to 5 days probably. And then what we'll do is at that time, then we'll come in there and check what the gaps are on those flanges, because you have to let the boat return to the way it's going to sit in the water. Sorry, the base, Navy base, they're coming back from their afternoon dogfights. If I did the alignment with the boat out of the water, I know you can't really see it, but it could be inches off. So that's why I have to put it back in the water, let the boat sit and settle back into its natural state, I guess is what you would call it, in the water. Then we can do that adjustment. We can check that gap, the measurement on the flanges. And if it's good, you just bolt them together. If it's not good, then you start working on those. Those are old engine mounts, and you can use them to move the engine all over the place to get your alignment in. It can be a big job because there's dual engine mounts, and then there's 4 of them per engine, and there's also 2 on the transmissions. So there's a lot going on there to move and get that alignment in. So it can take a couple days, but we got at least another month with these guys working. So once they're done, then we'll have to take over. Yeah, this is starboard one. So the cutlass bearings are in. The owner is living with it. That's why they got, this one was worse. This was $13,000 or something, plus $1,100 shipping.
Wow. The box they built for that
Expensive piece of metal.
Yeah, I mean, the box was crazy. They built the whole thing out of 2x8s or 10s. Big long wooden box. So we'll start with the starboard one. We're gonna take all 4 of us. We'll get it hung in there. We'll get it slid forward and into the intermediate. The 3 of us will then be down here, and AJ, you go up there and you take that red hat thing, and as the shaft comes through, you put that red hat thing down into the dripless. Okay, here we go. Lift with your knees, not your back. If we're gonna drop it, try to kick your feet back away from it and just let it fall, okay? We'll do this port one first. Hopefully we can get it in. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, up. Okay, come on forward. Turn it, try turning it just a little bit. Okay, hang on.
Why do you think it's so hard?
Well, maybe the shaft isn't perfectly straight. They're heavy. A lot of weight hanging down, new cutlass bearings, and maybe the alignment's out a little bit. We'll find that out when we get it all the way in. I'm hoping we don't have to drop a strut.
It's all about the physics.
Ready? Let's wait for AJ.
Can't go anymore.
Once we get the prop knocker on there and we can turn it, it'll be a lot easier. Yeah, if you put just a big gob at the end and swirl it around, it should be good. Well, yeah, let's try that one, I guess. For starters, this one's so big. I just want to rotate it a little bit and see. Actually, you know what? Let me see some, AJ. Let's turn it a little bit. Plus, I probably need to get you upstairs. It budged. Of course, when we hit the rudder, we're gonna, oops.
Oh, it's gonna spin out if I do that.
All right, turn it. Okay, go upstairs. I think we might be hitting something.
We'll try to turn it and I'll push it.
Yeah, let AJ see what he's got going on up there. What are we hitting?
You're hitting the O-ring.
Jeez, a Missouri.
Holy crap, man, that's
way
freaking
out.
way out. Oh, shit. Did we damage it?
Possibly.
Good thing I got spares. Let's turn it out a little bit. Let me go upstairs, take some pictures. It's at least half an inch out of alignment. What we got going on there? Nothing good. Nothing good. Nothing good. So the problem is the alignment is kind of out of whack. Go tell Manny and Mel to push it forward as some. I'm going to see if I can get just move the bearing housing. Keep going. All right. Looks like we're going to be okay. We're getting it. Yeah. Keep going.
What are you gonna do? You need us to push it in more?
Yeah, keep going. AJ, when you took these couplings off, were they behind the aft engine bulkhead, right?
Yeah.
Okay, tell them to stop. Okay, we're going to leave that one where it's at, and we're going to go put the other one in. It looks pretty good up there, actually. It just, the housing was not quite on the shaft log straight. It's not your fault. So I just picked it up and slid right in. But that's as far as that goes. So I'm going to have, when we're done here, putting the other one in, you're going to go back to the shop and get that coupling and start putting that coupling on.
Do we only have one or we have both?
I got to see if Prop Doc's done painting the other one. So we only got one for right now. But my question is, you know, there's that hole.
Yeah.
You put the coupling on first and then slide it in?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Because that's the only,
Did it on Doc's boat.
well, yeah, but every boat's different.
Every
So.
boat.
All right, let's grab that other one and on 3, 1, 2, 3, lift. All right, let's go back. Okay, AJ, get up there. Ready, Manny? Let's go. AJ, you good? Ready, Mel?
Yep.
Okay, let's go some more. Yep. We'll go back to the shop and then we'll get all our marching orders. Come on down, bud. Sure, no problem.
Oh, yeah.
Watch out, the first step.
No, I will.
No doubt. All right, well, once we figured things out, that went pretty well. It was just turned out that the boot was a little crooked on the stern tube, so we just adjusted it. So we'll loosen those hose clamps up when we're all done and get a final adjustment. At first, I was like, oh, this is gonna be rough, but it turned out to be okay. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to the shop. I'm gonna redirect some of the guys to other calls that are pressing that we gotta get done. But AJ is gonna come back here. We'll go back to the shop and I'll show you what he's gonna be doing. He's gonna be putting the big coupling onto the shafts along with the spare shaft seals. I might have to come over there and help push the shaft in. So we have to push the shaft in far enough where we can get those spare lip seals on the shaft. And then we still have to put this on. You should be able to have enough room to put the 2 shaft seals on there and just leave them hanging,
Yeah.
you know, because the taper, and then start putting this on.
Yeah, so just slide the black O-ring on with that hat.
2 of them,
Yeah.
but you got to make sure they're facing the right direction.
Okay.
Okay.
This one, you put the wire through here, right? Or through here, depending on where you're at, how far in you got to go.
All right, so we got the keyway in there and we've got it on. It's got about there, I don't know if you guys are gonna see that, but there's that little 1/8 inch still. So we'll put the plate on there. AJ can use the, this is what the plate looks like. So that goes on there.
Is there a specific side that needs to go on, or?
No, they're both beveled, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
But this will go in here and put them in there and use this to suck that coupling down the rest of the way. And what you're going to have to do is use these bolts to suck it down, right?
Yep.
And then you're going to have to take them back out and pull that plate off and make sure that that's flush in there, okay?
Okay.
So this is all starboard side.
And then also, I found the rest of that ring and put it back in the bag too. You want to use those for starboard as well?
Yeah, this is all for that side. We don't want to mix it. Let's run back to the shop. And then you come back and do that. I'll see where people are, if I can get somebody over here, because I'm going downtown to help slide this forward and see how it looks compared to the end. All right, so client dropped off. This is a chilled water pump, and supposedly they say that the electric motor is no good, so I'm not really going to worry about that. I'm going to check the condition of the pump.
What are those lines doing?
Well, I'm clocking it so I make sure it gets put back on in the right position. Let's just, I already got these busted free, so we'll take this off real quick. And let's see what the inside looks like. Not too bad. A little crusty in there. Just looks like your normal corrosion. Just a little bit right there on the, yeah, it's just a little scale or something on there. Scrub that off. But the housing looks good inside. I don't see any pitting, so this pump's okay. We're going to see, we'll just leave that off for right now. So down in here, this is a sleeve for the pump and the shaft for the motor. We have to get those rusted out set screws out. I got most of them busted free, but this one's being a little stubborn. Can't get that one out, and I strip it, I'm gonna have to drill it out.
Is it worth all this work for this pump?
It's about $3,500 for a new one, for a pump and motor. Just the motor is gonna be, I don't know, $600-700. All right, so it doesn't want to come out, so let's try to tighten it. See if we can get it to go that way. Sometimes if you go tighten first, then you can get it to break free. Why is it always the last one that gets stuck? There we go. Got it. Nice.
So what made you get it?
I tightened it first. So I tightened it instead of trying to loosen it, and it's turning, so that's a good thing. We're trying to set a goal, and, well, not trying, we're talking about it.
You know, we only have like a month and a half
I know.
to double our subscriber base. We put out some amazing boat content.
Sometimes.
You said sometimes?
We've been doing pretty good with our channel. Spread out, have a bigger audience base. If you guys can help us out, just so you know that obviously subscribing helps, but also thumbs up, sharing is huge, and also leaving comments. It all helps drive the YouTube AI to share our channel. We need to get that impeller off there somehow. Something's given. It's moving. I did spray breaker on this penetrant
To help it break free?
Yeah, it's moving, but she ain't happy about it.
What you got there?
A little corrosion X. Just using this. That's not normal that these impellers get frozen on that shaft like that. So the problem is this sleeve in here, which attaches the motor shaft to the pump shaft, is corroded on. I think what I'm going to do is just fill it up with these holes, fill them up with breaker fluid, and let it soak.
You got it?
Yeah, it's coming off.
Whoa.
So now for the hard part. Now I got to get this off here because I have to replace these seals. I just got a hold of Depco pumps, and I'm getting a pump seal kit and a new impeller for this. I just called the electric shop, and since those guys already went down there, supposedly they can get this for me, the electric motor, get that on order, and we'll get this parts and figure out how we're doing.
Would you normally do it this way?
No, because you're burning a lot of time and labor, because I had to take this all apart. Then we have to source all the parts, you wait for them to come in. Then we have to reassemble everything. We have to run the motor and pump, make sure it's good, and then we have to go install it on the boat. It's $3,000 for a whole new pump and motor, vice doing this.
Especially with corrosion.
Well, right. So now you would be getting a whole brand new everything if you just spent the money, but I guess they don't want to, so.
Okay.
We'll do it the hard way. There's the easy way and the hard way. We're doing it the hard way today. So like, I won't guarantee anything on this as far as leakage goes. That pump is all in stock. I could have had it, if I would have ordered it yesterday, it would have been here today. But now I'm ordering pieces and parts, and who knows how long it's going to take. Hopefully it doesn't get hot and they need air conditioning, because that's their chilled water.
Oh, that's for air conditioning?
Yep.
Oh, geez. From my experience, if it's for your air conditioner, you probably want a new one.
I would think so. They made the choice, so we're here. We're going to check on some air conditioning here. I did some work on this the other day. Need to make sure it's good. So let's go take a look on this beautiful Marlowe. Hopefully we don't have any alarms. All right, good news. Everything looks good except it's weird, the supply temp. Here, let me show you real quick. Sure about that. I think that temp sensor might need to be changed out. See, my chilled water supply is 49.5 and the chilled water return is 47.3. It's almost like those are reversed. The supply should be colder than the return. One of those probes is reading bad or something. I already replaced the supply, so now I'm wondering if the return probe is bad. I'll send that into Dometic and let them make that decision because there's still some warranty left on this unit. Okay, so next, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys about, we have to get our Epirb mounted on the Boston Whaler. We finally got that in. And some of you guys are probably like, why do you need an Epirb? There are days where I'll go 20, 30 miles offshore. So it's kind of nice because you don't have cell service. You don't have VHF unless somebody's in the area. So if something goes wrong, you can pop that Epirb and they'll come running. So that's why I got it. It's kind of pricey, but it's worth a peace of mind. You know what? Since I'm here, I'm going to go double check on, that's my friend's boat. They just haven't been down here in a long time and I don't think anybody's been on board. So we're just going to go check the boat over real quick. It's that guy right there. But that's a pretty boat right there. They even got the painted hard tops underneath to match the hull. Got fish shoes. Pretty big Viking. Did a quick courtesy check on my friend's boat. Everything's good. Man, look at that big girl. Wow. Look at the beam on that thing. Touche. Big old Viking. Jeez. Here we are at West Marine, picking up yet another part for the whaler, but it's a safety thing. So we're picking up an Epirb. And we'll get that mounted in the probably inside. We'll see where we find put it. Disclaimer, I'm hurting from yesterday, so if I'm moving slow, bear with me. I got some aches and pains today. So let's talk about this guy, and I wanted your opinion on where we should put this. So this is our Epirb that came in. The reason I got this is because down here in Key West, if you go out trolling or deep dropping even, we can end up miles offshore. I just decided to get one. So here's the question. Yeah, do you guys know what this does? If you pop this thing out of the holder and you pop this red switch right here, it's all waterproof. This thing will tell like the Coast Guard and everybody else that you're in distress and where you're at. This boat won't sink. It's all foam filled core, right? So it won't sink. Now we could get swamped. I didn't get the Epirb. They make different types, but they make one that is saltwater activated. Well, I didn't get that one because the boat won't sink. It might get swamped and full of water, but it's not going to go down. So therefore, I just got the Epirb where you pull it out, pop it, and it turns on instead of the saltwater activation one. So now my question is, it comes with this mount. Where should I mount this thing? I thought about just tucking it in my tea bag here with my life vest. I don't know if it'll fit in one of these pockets here. No, maybe not. I could unzip this and put it in here, because there is a little bit of room left in here, so I could put it in here. So I can put it right here. You know, just tuck it in there. There you go. I could leave it in there. The only thing is, this thing is like 800 bucks. So.
You believe that? 800 bucks.
Yeah, well, it cost everything.
It can save your life.
So this is our little center console cubby thing, whatever you want to call it, but it comes with screws. I can put it right here. I can mount it there. I can mount it there, but I thought over here because it would be out of the way. I don't know. What do you guys think?
As long as it's easy to get at, right?
Yeah. I mean, we keep life jackets in here and stuff like that. Even if you had to come down and use the toilet, you wouldn't hit your head on it or anything being over there. We'll see what you tell us, and then we'll go from there.
We'll decide where we're going to put it.
Yep. But in the meantime, until we figure that out, I'll just tuck it in that tea bag when we go out, and I'll just take it off the boat when we're done. So I'm pretty sure I have to register this thing. So it's already programmed. So I'm going to have to register it, have a registration form I need to fill out. So we'll have to get that done and sent in. I guess that way they know who you are if you throw that thing in or turn it on. Went out last weekend. We went to Snipes and Jewfish Basin and stuff, which is all backcountry. And the boat ran great. I didn't even have full throttle, which is 5,600. I was running about 47, 48, and we were doing about 32 or 33 knots or miles per hour, I forget which, and it rode perfect. It ran great. So.
And how about your gas consumption?
3.75 miles per gallon. So I'm expecting with the new 225, even though it's bigger, that I should get close to the same gas mileage, but my speed will be better. Remember when I said we just needed flares on this Boston Whaler that we bought? So we just got the seat cushion redone. It's nice, beautiful. It's not falling apart and tearing out anymore.
Oh, the days come. We're going fishing today.
Which way should I go? Should I go Cow Key Channel and go straight out? That'd probably be the fastest way to fishing.
Roger, Captain. This is Coast Guard Sector QS.
a description of the sailing vessel?
Yeah, it's a, hang on, let me get a little closer. Sailing vessel that's stranded in the south of Cowkey Channel, an Irwin 38, and the vessel name is La Boline out of Punta Gorda, Florida.
B-O-E-M-E.
There appears to be nobody on board. I have not boarded it or touched the vessel. The anchor chain is underneath the vessel. Coast Guard, how copy? Yeah, Coast Guard, Sector Key West. Vessel has no registration numbers or markings on it. Yeah, south side Cowkey Channel Bridge, right at the mouth of Cowkey Channel.
They were really
That's
fast.
Coast Guard Auxiliary, but yeah. We did our good deed for the day. Let's go find some fish.
It's a little sporty out here.
Yeah, we're gonna go give this a shot. We get going, we should be okay.
Okay.
Weatherman's full of hooey. Said it was supposed to be nice out here. Chum's going in the right direction, right towards where the fish are. Hopefully we're good.
What kind of fish are you trying to catch?
At this point,
Whatever's gonna bite.
anything. Before these waves pick up much more. So I love this boat, but I could definitely see getting the outrage.
I can definitely see getting the outrage.
So the outrage is more made for like open water. But I mean, this boat's awesome.
Whoa, what'd you get?
Got a little lane, little lane snapper. First fish on the boat. Not a big one, but I'll take it. Here comes the bird. Another fish, not big. Another lane, smaller. Oh,
Well, this is fish number 3. Might be a little one, but he's biting.
fish on, it's a little bigger. Blue runner. What you saying, man?
A bit choppy today.
Yeah. Weather was not what they said it was, that's for sure.